Get immediate reaction in our conversation with Governor Remolona moments ago and speak with Paul Favila, the CEO and banking head at Citi Philippines. Good to see you again, Paul. Welcome back to the program.
Morning, Kathy, and again, thanks for having me here.
All right, so you've heard the governor speak just moments ago on the justifications behind the surprise cut. So what stood out for you?
Well, like I said earlier when we were discussing, not really a surprise. I was the one of the outliers, anticipating an earlier cut than what everyone was expecting. And for me, it really is all about what's happening to the global economy more than what's actually happening locally. So putting things together, I think there was room, or at least there was good reason for the BSP to sort of cut ahead of expectation. We need to remember that the central bank's mandate is try to stay ahead. And, this is not a two-dimensional market that they are looking at. There are many variables that factor into their decisions. There are many factors that come into trying to even predict how the economy is going to move forward.
Interesting that you make a mention, Paul, of the global economy. In our conversation just past, we didn't even talk about the global economic risks. It's quite a surprise, isn't it? And shows you the magnitude of the problem that he's focused in on. Does it convince you otherwise that the real problem might be local rather than global?
Honestly speaking, he did speak about the sentiment, which has gone negative in their view, and it is not a surprise as well. But I think, with any issue like what we're facing right now, there's always a silver lining. And the governor himself touched on that. If the expectations over the last 2 years was for growth, and now that we find out that the reason for that growth not really panning out as expected is likely due to all these leakages that have been brought to the surface, you need to take a look at the opportunity moving forward. So the biggest contributor to GDP for now, I guess, is what the government is spending. And if the government will now actually spend rather than all that money going outside of the country to purchase luxury goods and assets, which are not accretive to the growth of the Philippine economy, then there is a silver lining there. We just might see the proper uptick in terms of government spending in terms of its contribution to GDP.
It's a big if. In the situation we're in right now, Paul, what's loan confidence looking like as a bank and in the banking industry and the conversations that you've had with peers and net interest margins as the rate cuts further deepen?
Well, definitely there is still demand for credit, right? We still have our companies there, staying the course essentially and focusing on their individual businesses, obviously trying to push further growth down the road. There are challenges, obviously, many stumbling blocks. We've discussed a few of them right now. But bringing down interest rates is definitely a big uplift in terms of their expenses. In any business, if you struggle with boosting the top line, then you try to look at other ways by which you can drive efficiencies. And that is another thing that we should take a look at, Kathy. This whole focus on these leakages and potential concerns on money laundering. This is a big opportunity for us to digitize further. Digitization will definitely constrain any money laundering attempts moving forward and hopefully keep everyone more honest. And in the process of digitization, you are going to extract significant amounts of efficiencies such that your bottom line can still improve, even if your top line is a bit tepid. So I think there is a lot to discuss. There's a lot to unpack moving forward. I just hope that these investigations come to a conclusion sooner rather than later, because it is an opportunity in itself.
As we all do, and I'm happy you talk about those silver linings, Paul. I know it's a conversation that will carry on, but thank you for your initial insights. Paul Favila, CEO and banking head of Citi Philippines.